How do we emancipate ourselves from mental slavery if we're living in a system that's designed to keep us shackled? How do we save the youth of tomorrow if how things are designed today is set up to limit them? How do we, as the elders, help one another to see a better day? This is a collective thing. It's not an individual process. And what we can do is start to collapse the old ways of being. We have to remember our sovereignty. Remember who we are as a community. Remember who we are as melanated beings. We have to open our hearts and be willing to support one another. Find ways to come together as a community and build from the ground up. Creating leaders, professionals, and traditional ways of being, of community. That if you see somebody without, you open up your heart to give. It takes nothing to help another. Now, I am not somebody who works in the mental health sector. I am a creative, but I have been somebody that has been affected by mental unwellness. And for a long time, I decided that, that's not me anymore, it's old news. And in recent times, I've been in and around certain spaces that's reminding me to advocate for people who are going through mental illness. And what is it that someone finds peace in a space that's designed to keep them institutionalized? Why is it that the home is not a place of love? What has happened to the roots and culture of us as people? That we are westernized and we've torn ourselves from our truth. It is difficult to really grow and sustain yourself in a system that wants you to struggle. It's not designed to see us on the up. It's designed to see us at the bottom of the barrel. So when we decide to come together as a collective, we have to know what that looks like for one another. We have to speak from our hearts. It doesn't matter if you don't have all of the words in the dictionary within your vocabulary. If you have heart, that will translate to the other. Because when you start seeing your young people going through mental illness and we just stand aside and look, that's a burden on us. That's a problem for us. It's not just them going through it. We are the ones going through it as well. So yes, sometimes the finances are not there to support one another and we are seeking ways to get things done. But we have to revert back to the old ways of living. We have to listen to the word of our ancestors and really go back to the truth of our essence. Because anything other than that is not us saving our people. It's not us preserving ourselves. It's a deep cry. It's a deep cry for help and support. But if we educate ourselves to understand what it is to go through mental illness, what it is to feel suppressed, to feel like we can't express ourselves, what it is to want to strive for certain things, but because of poverty, lack of opportunity, and lack of insight and knowledge, we perish. We have to go back to something that is true. Listen to the calling on our hearts, right? Find ourselves in nature, in places, and listen to the vibration that we need in order to grow, and not want to be in certain institutions that are designed to keep us suppressed, that are designed to take our breath away, and not in the positive way. You can educate yourself and create a new system that's built on love, truth, and happiness. You have to be your sister's keeper. You have to be your brother's keeper. You have to be a keeper of the community. because a lot of people are being misdiagnosed with mental illness because they don't have the finances, the resources, the education, the knowledge, the awareness to know how to better themselves. So when you're in a position where you're struggling and you're in survivor's mode, what do? You call on things to help ease the pain, quick antidotes to how you're feeling, whether that's alcohol, drugs, right? Sex, going out, being in the wrong company. You want quick fixes to your pain. But if you are given the awareness, the tools, the education, the information, right, to inform yourself into a better path, you will do so. So how can we better educate one another? How can we, and everybody learns in different ways, right? So how can we provide better systems to support one another in order to save the mental wellness or illness of our people? Because some people don't have bipolar or schizophrenia, or they're not psychotic. They're unloved. So how do we fix that? How do we look at that? How do we inform ourselves about loving one another from the heart space? Which is something that we're born with. We're born with this information, but we forget it along the way because we want this and we want that, and we're going for the car, we're going for the house, we're going for the dream. But the reality of that is that, hang on, to love somebody else is to love yourself. And if you're forgetting how to love yourself, how do you relearn that? How do you slow down and connect with your heart? How do you see somebody and see yourself in that person? They say hurt people. So how do you heal people if you're a healer? How do you help to nurture those who are in pain and suffering, instead of chastising them and labeling them and judging them? Oh my gosh. It's something, isn't it? It's something to be explored. I just share my thoughts and my feelings, and I will actually activate ways in which I can help with the tools that I have, and the information that's provided for me, and the ways that I can research and just be a vessel of possibilities, so people can dream again and love again. No man is an island, and it takes a lot of people to get stuff done. Each one help one, and that's what we need to do, because there's so much limitation on us as the global majority, as melanated beings. We are the source of life as well, and we have to remember that, because we're losing our young ones to knife crime, gun crime. We're losing our young ones, our peers, to misdiagnosis of mental illness, to people giving up, to stress, to trauma, when there's actual spaces and places and information given to us to help heal us. And if the other doesn't want to give it to us, we give it to us. We need to remember what that is. We need to plant our feet into the ground and remember who we are. And it might feel silly, it might feel unproductive, but the reality is that this was the way of our people. So you have to return back to truth. When things go too far left, you've got to center yourself, or you will be polarized. You have to center yourself back into truth, right? If an institution is not built for you, build the institution where you and your people can thrive and grow. Stop trying to fit in where you're not supposed to be. Because even in doing that, you're seeking validation. Even if you're not screaming it out loud, it's a seek for validation. But for validation from who? You was validated the moment you entered this earth. So let's remember who we are and preserve our people, protect our people, and allow them to dream again, allow them to thrive. Have your brothers back, have your sisters back. You don't always have to be blood related, but remember who you are. Remember who we all are. Because to suffer isn't to live. That's not a true example of life.